I think the operating model within retailers is changing dramatically this year in particular. When you think about the rise of retail media, while it started back in 2007, and I would argue it started with Walmart, so my Walmart Connect friends who have built their business, and then Amazon. It was very early infancy, and you had retailers that were kind of coming along, but 2020 was really where everybody started to advance and learning retail media and learning about how to become a publisher. We have advanced so much faster where it is becoming more and more about media and less about trade marketing. And that is an important distinction, because when you are thinking more about media, you're thinking more about how does an advertiser want to buy? How does an agency want to buy? What do I need within my own organization to make that easy and efficient, not just across my trade, but across media in general?
Sherry, AI-ready infrastructure sounds pretty self-evident, but I'd like to get your definition of it, and in terms of what does it mean from a practical standpoint within retail media, and how does it solve challenges marketers are facing today?
I think from an AI standpoint, what has changed so dramatically for retailers and really just is the consumer behavior. And with that, how are they thinking about AI as it relates to the whole discovery process with that customer, that consumer? And when you think about obviously the traffic coming in from LLMs and the research that's being done in advance of, how are you making yourself ready to capture that traffic in a way that is meeting the consumer where they are and wherever they land? It's no longer so much a retailer controlling that experience. It could be coming from outbound in traffic where they were coming in much more educated, much more with one intent in mind. But how do you think about AI in the world of now, how do you help them discover what's next?
Speaking of discovery, wanted to know, discovery is becoming more conversational and recommendation driven. What does that shift mean for where brands need to show up, and what does it change, and how does it change the value of a single placement?
Yeah, well, no longer are we searching on a keyword. I want this blue dress, and sometimes we are, of course we are. It doesn't change all overnight, and that I think is an important distinction, because we're in the world of in between, and I think we will be for a while. But we also too have consumers saying, hey, I'm going to Cannes. I really want something that is easy. The weather's going to be this. Help me find the best attire, but also too, I want to shop for the end-to-end, what should I pack, and so on. That's a lot within a message. So how can a retailer take a look at certainly the conversations that are happening and capture those moments? A retailer might not win on every single one of those moments, very few will. But if you take that experience and you can say, okay, you know what, I'm going to serve up back to you, both organic as well as my paid media, in a way that is very conversational and one-to-one, that's the requirement. It is no longer about just personalization. It is such intent personalization as well as awareness around what is that customer really even asking.
Sherry, Albertsons Media Collective recently became the first retailer to bring Criteo sponsored products into an AI-powered shopping assistant. What does that milestone signal about where retail media is heading, and how do you see that model expanding?
I do want to say I think that retailers that are jumping in and learning fast or failing fast, fast progress over perfection. Let's go and let's figure it out. And so I commend them for this launch. For us, what we are doing is they've powered the AI chat enablement. We are powering the sponsored products ads placements that go within that. And so what is great about that is it wasn't a rebuild. We were already built for AI. We were already built for this technology. It actually is just enabling. But for us, collectively, what that means is that we really have to make sure that that experience is the right one and it's at the right time. So part of what we're learning right now together is when is the right time to put that sponsored ad unit within there? And then over time, when's the right time to offer a sponsored prompt and maybe help them on that next part of the journey? So you really got to, and not all customers are created equal. So those are the things I think that the test and learn process makes me so excited about in terms of being able to work together on that. And they know their customers so well, and we know media and tech so well, so it's a great partnership.